Okay, thank you, thank you for giving us this opportunity to come back for a follow-up interview. So the guys on YouTube, they had questions to ask you based on the previous videos that we made. So the first question was, why do you prefer Birmingham's over long-distance rollers? This comes from Siloma Hopa.
Yeah, well, that's a personal love for Birmingham rollers. They're more active. There's more to look at when they fly. Where your long rollers fly for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and they roll only once or twice with depth. I like some action, more action in a kit when they fly.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Vaccinate. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, vaccinate.
What I do is, when I take the babies out of the breeding loft,
yes,
I vaccinate them against, you get different vaccinations, but mainly for paramyxo and that serious kind of, and a lot of guys vaccinate all their birds every year, once a year. I don't do it, and so far I'm lucky. Didn't had serious illness since I did that.
So how long have you, when was the last time you vaccinated your birds all?
Now all the babies I did now.
Oh, got it.
All of them have been, so it's when they were a baby. And when I get new birds into my loft,
that's when you vaccinate.
Then I also vaccinate, just to make sure.
Got it. Okay. Which feed does he believe is good for flying birds, which helps them perform properly in the air?
Well, I think I've sort of answered it already.
In the wheat. Oh, yes.
Wheat. There's guys that believe in sorghum, red sorghum.
Yes.
But it doesn't work for everybody.
Oh,
exactly
yes.
The same. It depends on how you select your birds and how you train them and what they do. The guys believe that red sorghum gives them more petrol to go.
Got it. Okay, and the following question comes from the TNT Lofts. Okay, ask him if he has a family of birds he has started long ago and still busy working with, because I heard him talk too much about crossing birds.
Yeah, I started off with ken whites there in the 80s, and I had them only ken whites till about 2004. Then I started a little bit with Masons. I started on the side with a bit of Masons, and then in 2015 I changed completely to Masons. Because what is important in your selection, what I did wrong was I got rid of the active birds. I kept those that kit 100%, but what I did, I reduced the activity of the birds. And I ended up with the ken whites that I kept, with birds flying high, long, decent roll, but not that frequent. So in competitions, I didn't do that well because they weren't frequent enough.
Got it. I heard him say color is not important, but can you please show us? Okay, we'll come back to that one. And then this question comes from Leonard Ndlovu. He asks, since he said he prefers birds that are not wild, ask him if he would select a bird from breeding if he had all the standards of a roller pigeon but was wild. Would you select a bird that's wild?
Preferably not. But if a bird is excellent, really
He
excellent,
has all the requirements of the
all
stainless steel.
everything, but it's wild.
Yes.
I'll give it a try.
Oh, got
And
it.
look what the babies do. If the babies are all wild and so, I won't carry on with him.
Oh, got it. Got it. Got it. And then this question comes from Cindy. Ask him to elaborate more on him judging the World Cup. How was his experience?
Oh, it was experience one in a million,
Is
you can
it?
say, because I saw birds, all the countries that compete in the World Cup. First of all, I'm not a traveler, a world traveler, so that was my first time.
Oh, yes.
Previously, I've been once in Holland
Oh, yes.
and once in England.
Oh, God.
But all the other countries were new for me. It was very interesting meeting all the people, seeing their birds perform. To be honest, I was a bit
Overwhelmed.
yeah. Now I must pick the right word, otherwise they're gonna kill me. I was a bit disappointed in the American birds. Beforehand, I thought they were long, perfect roll, very active and so forth. But when I was there, they were good birds.
Oh,
They were definitely very good birds, but I was a bit disappointed in their scores. The way I judge. Then in Serbia, I saw deep birds, really deep.
is it?
But the best combination of birds, I must say, I saw in England.
Oh,
With depth, quality, and activity. I was quite impressed there. And of course, that year that I judged, I think our South Africans were one step ahead of the rest
Is it?
at that stage. It was a South African one, so I have to say it.
oh, yes, you have to say it. So you went to Serbia and England and America.
Yeah, well, in total it was 10 different countries.
Oh, is it? Can you please name them?
The USA, Canada, Holland, England, Serbia, Herzegovina, Croatia, Australia, South Africa, and now I'm missing one somewhere. Oh, Ireland.
Oh, Ireland.
Ireland as well.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay, here's another one from the SDS Lofts. What's your take on breeding for the eyes? Does he do it or believe in breeding for the eyes?
The eye of the bird.
Yes.
The color of the eye.
color, yeah. Pearl eyes, orange eyes, bull eyes.
Well, for years I had only pearl-eyed birds. It's when I started with the Masons that to get a good performer,
Yes.
I had to make peace with orange eyes. But personally, I prefer a pearl-eyed bird.
Oh.
It's just for me to look at it, it's much better. But I don't think that really has something to do with the performance.
Oh, is it?
You get the performance. It can be a yellow eye, pearl eye, doesn't matter. Even bull eyes, can perform quite well.
So when you say it has, okay, let me phrase my question this way. Do you believe that color and roll, it comes from two separate genes? Because I heard people, and I think you also said it before, where you said that color is not that important, roll is important.
Yeah.
So would you say they come from two separate genes?
Yeah,
Because I've heard people also say that.
Yeah, I don't have that knowledge. When I talked about color, I mean the color of the bird, not the eye.
Oh, got it.
That's what I meant by saying the color of the bird.
Oh, yes. Got it.
The eye, I prefer, as I said, I prefer pearl eyes.
Oh, got it.
But
Okay, this question comes from James Blair. To be a great competitor during competitions, would you advise flying a young kid or an old holdover birds that are 2 years to 5 years?
Look, the handling of those two kids will be different.
Oh, got it.
Your older birds are stronger. You'll have to, what we call, break them down a bit more, less food.
Oh, got it.
Where my experience is that the yearling kid
Yes.
is you must be careful for a yearling kid or a young kid not to overdo the less food.
Oh, got it.
But they are, as our human beings, the youngsters are more active. Growing and wants to do things.
Yes.
So a yearling kid is easier to get them to perform quite well. Where your older kid, you have to learn and do something more.
Okay, just to expand on what you just said now, like when you say to break down the food, break them down. Is it the only way where you can use feed? You can only break them down with feed only. Isn't there other methods that you can use to break them down with?
There's there is medicine. You can give them something in the water as well. Epsom salts, for example. A lot of guys gave them. If the competition is on, say, Saturday, on Wednesday or Tuesday night,
yes,
when they were fed, give them water with some Epsom salt in. That will clean them out a bit, but don't overdo it. Then they won't have the energy.
Oh, got
and
it.
then from the next day, carry on with your normal feed. Just make it less. So there is other things you can try
to break them down with.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
So in a kit of 21 birds or 20 birds, how much? What's the quantity you can give of Epsom salt? Would you give them a spoon, 2 spoons, and 5
it's more
liters?
or less a tablespoon on 2 liters of.
Oh, a tablespoon of 2 liters.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I know that in English books, Pigeon talked about a tablespoon on a gallon.
Oh, got it.
Now, a gallon is more than 2 liters, I think.
Yes.
2.2 or 2, I'm not sure.
I think it's 3 liters. I think. I'm not sure also. I'm also not sure. Okay, this one comes from a friend. His name is Ntsiki Ngakani. Does he train his B team the same way he trains his A team?
Yeah, because sometimes it's necessary to make a change. If one of the birds go off the roll, you have to bring one from the B team to the A team to compete in the next competition. So I handle them the same. But there would, from time to time, I'll try something else with the B team to see what the effect is and use it on the A team. If the results are better, then I'll try that on the A team. I won't just try something new on the A team. I'll first try it on the B team and then see what the effect is, the results are.
Okay, to stretch that question a little bit, I heard people that in a flying kit, there's a lead bird. So, would you say that, let's say someone comes and says he chooses a bird from your flying kit, and then you just decide to get rid of the lead bird? Do you think that that kit will be dysfunctioning when it's flying because of you got rid of the most important bird in the air, which is the lead bird, or they switch over time? One becomes lead, goes back, and then the other one also becomes lead.
Yeah, no, I think there will be an effect immediately after you've taken it out. But I think after a month or so, after some time, there will be a new leader.
Oh, got it. So you're setting yourself backwards. You're moving backwards if you get rid of one bird from your A team. would you say it's moving backwards if you got rid of the lead bird in that kid?
Not really. We're all striving to go better. So I believe this year I'm going to breed better birds than I've got.
Got it.
So
got it.
I'll see it as you help someone else also with a good bird. So it's for the sport.
Got it. Okay, this question comes from Silo Raymond Mahoba. He asks, people say that you shouldn't go more than 3 rounds with breeding a pair. How true is that, and what are your beliefs on that?
No, look, you can go 5 rounds with a pair if you want to, especially if it's a proven pair that the babies are doing well. I mean, keep on breeding, but in one season, breeding season, I won't go more than 5, definitely.
Is it?
And to judge a breeding pair,
yes,
I think you at least need 3 rounds to see what the babies do. Because out of 3 rounds, maybe you've got 5 babies or even 4, although they bred 3 rounds. I prefer to have 6 babies to judge the pair on their breeding performance.
Got it. Okay, can you improve your strain? Okay, this question comes from Tepang. He asks, can you improve your strain without knowing some genetics or where those birds come from?
Oh, well, if you know genetics, that will help. But I believe that just by flying the birds and pick the correct birds out of the air to breed from, you can better your team for the future. Make the right selection from the air to breed with.
Got it. You answered, my friend. Is it possible to explain the difference between line breeding? Okay, we'll come back to that one. But you want to answer it a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, this question comes from Goza Wambe. Is it true that when you feed your flying birds high protein, they become too strong in the air and can only fly for 3 hours minimum in the air?
Too much food will do that, any kind of food. If you overfeed, they will fly long, especially when they fit. They'll keep on flying. It doesn't matter really what mix you give them, what food you give them. But if they are overfed, they've got too much energy and they'll keep on flying. But I should say yes, peas and strong protein and mealies and those will keep them longer in the air. I believe so.
Okay, this is a separate question from me. A separate question that needs to be added. Would you use a stronger body or a smaller body cock? Which one would you pick for breeding? If everything
is the same, the performance is the same, then it will go to my personal preference of a good-looking bird, proper build, apple body, nice strong head, not too big, not too long. You say not too long. But whether it's a big body or a smaller, it depends. I won't go for a really small cock that looks like a hen and feels like a hen. I'll try to stay away from that. A medium-built cock to a little bit bigger, but not really. I'm not looking for the man with the muscles.
Got it. Okay, so in your flying kit, would you use longer birds? If they were all long, probably 2 length, in rolling. Like your 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Let's say they were all 2 seconds. Would you use that for flying competition?
Well,
Same height in rolling,
yeah.
the length actually.
Well, let me tell you, if you can get 20 birds that roll the same length
Yes.
together,
Yes.
that would be excellent. That would be excellent.
Right.
Whether it's 2 seconds or 1.5 or even 3. But in where we stay with all the roofs around, it's sometimes difficult to use birds that are 3 seconds because they make a mistake and they hit the roof and you lose them. So I prefer birds for 1.5 to 2 seconds, not longer than 2.
Oh, no.
Now and again there's a bird bit longer than 2, but then it works with the kit. That's important. They must work together.
Oh, got it. Another separate question. In your flying kit or in your breeding loft, would you, let's say that cock, the foundation cock was giving you birds that were too long and they did everything that meets the standard of competition. Would you keep those babies because of...
No, if his babies are all too deep,
Yes.
I'll move him to the side, definitely. I'll try to get another foundation cock to work off. Because too long, it's nice to see, but it's too risky. It's too risky.
Got it.
You spend time in breeding and money on breeding and so forth and rings and whatever, and if his babies are too long and hit the roof and kill himself and all that, that's a waste of time, I think.
Okay,
Try another one.
So that's the last question. That's the last question.
Yeah, now we have 50 questions.